agreed?
Yes.
No.
No, I think there are
Wow.
still
Way
wild
to
people who would have done
blame.
stupid things.
Way to
But-
shift blame. Jesus Christ. Trump is the president of the United States. He's
Okay, but that
commander-in-chief.
doesn't mean that every wild animal who charges the Capitol is his fault, right?
Well,
he's the
let's put
president
it this
doesn't
So
mean
do
it's
you
his
agree
fault.
they were wild animals?
We saw
charging
Wait,
the
was he
Yes,
impeached
people
twice
attack
before
cops
January
and
6th?
and-
You
and-
guys, can I finish? Because I was the one that
No.
brought this up. We saw the majority of people going there to protest the election. A lot of them were just walking in the Capitol. They didn't know what they were doing was wrong. They were taking photos. They were peacefully walking around. It was the guys that were dressed
They
up
let them
in MAGA uniforms.
Yep.
And it was that guy, I forget his name, but the one that they all said
Proud-
was an FBI informant. That guy goes in the Capitol. He doesn't even get arrested. You know, all these other guys that came from all around the country, they're still sitting in a jail cell right now in
You
Washington.
done? Are you done?
Some of them were peaceful, some of them weren't.
Yeah, so the leader of the Proud Boys got 22 years in prison for sedition.
Hey, Chad.
That's worse than insurrection.
Chad, let me ask you something.
Go
You realize I don't know if anyone was even charged with insurrection. And if
Wow.
it was,
Nobody
Sedition,
was
Sedition.
charged with insurrection.
Sedition.
Nobody.
Sedition is
no,
the
they were
first-
charged with trespassing and
You're an
US
idiot.
Code,
No.
18 U.S. Code.
Yeah, they were charged with
language
sedition.
code, which is obstructing a congressional proceeding.
Time out. Let her speak.
Enrique Tarrio was charged and convicted of seditious conspiracy in which insurrection is written into it. So
Yeah.
we can clear that.
Yeah.
We can clear that up right now. This is
Yeah, so you brought me one case.
Let her
Most of them were
speak.
charged with 18
Don't
U.S.
cut in,
Code
let her speak.
1505.
Hold on.
Chill out, alpha male.
This is the chain of command for the National Guard. You see how the president's at the top? What's
Yeah.
right here? Secretary of Defense. Do you see Nancy Pelosi or the Speaker of the motherfucking
So
House?
clearly you missed what
Well,
I
let me ask
said.
you this.
Ding dong.
Why
Let her
Nancy
finish.
Pelosi's
Thank you, Ding
daughter
dong.
Stop.
shooting a
Perfect.
documentary
You
that
guys
day?
you just
like
got
they
owned,
had this
dude.
all planned out. I mean,
You just
come on.
got owned.
Ben.
All right,
One second.
sorry.
Can I
Sorry.
elaborate? Can I answer? Eat a
Hold on,
bag of-
DeBoss. Go ahead, Chad. Finish your point, sir.
Well, I was just saying that, you know, it seemed like it was so scripted because Nancy Pelosi had her filmmaker daughter doing a documentary and they wanted to get the whole charade that day. Like they knew that what exactly was going to happen and they were going to try to
did know
pin
what
this
was
on
gonna
Trump
happen.
for
It was
insurrection.
a
And let me
conspiracy.
just finish this thought. Trump said in his speech, I was watching it live. He said, I want you to march peacefully and patriotically to the Capitol and fight like hell. Now, when you have an attorney that's representing you in court,
Land your
don't you
plane,
say to the
Chad. Land
attorney,
your plane.
I want you
Let her
to
speak.
fight like hell for me. That doesn't mean you want the attorney to go up to the other side and punch their lights out. It just means that you're heated and you're there to protest an election. That's what he meant. And all of the Democrats were trying to turn it around like Trump was starting this whole insurrection. I didn't see it. Republicans didn't see it. And let me bet you on this one, a lot of Democrats didn't see it too. And those are the same Democrats that have flipped and they're moving to Trump right now.
Chad, honey,
Pose, can I address eat a bag of ding
Oh
dongs?
my God.
No, let
Can
her
I
speak.
respond?
I want to respond to what you said before.
Chad, no,
Hold on.
quiet. You know what you're in right now, Chad? See, when you deflected from when I proved you fucking completely wrong right here.
You didn't.
that-
I'm trying to respond to that.
No.
Yes,
Chad,
she did.
Quiet. Let her speak. Let her finish.
You're in
Okay.
your fifis right now. Now, DeBoss, did you have something you would like to tell me?
I do. So, the chain of command does not take away from the fact that the chain of command can
Gotta spin it
nationalize the
again.
National
Ding
Guard.
dong.
That would,
Shut
one
up.
second. That would be the only
You're
way
spinning it,
that the
dude.
president would have a right to use the National Guard without permission from number one. First
Jo-
of all, it's just
did
general
Joe
courtesy
Rogan
to
tell you that?
request,
Ben,
to
shut up.
request permission from the sergeant at arms. That's number one. Number two, who's the boss of the sergeant at arms of each house of Congress is the leader of each house. So that would have been Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. Okay. Now the chain of command would reach out down all the way down the chain of command to whoever it is at the National Guard who would have reached out to the sergeant at arms. Okay. So just because there's a chain of command that the president is in charge of, that means the president, through his chain of command, reached out to the sergeant at arms, who reached out to Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, the two sergeant at arms, one for the House, one for the Senate, and they declined. That's a fact.
No,
That's a fact.
literally
Okay,
So
not
your
a
whole
fact.
your whole
Casale.
nice sign behind you doesn't take away from anything.
Okay. All right,
Literally
Casale.
not a fact.
Casale.
That's alleged.
What they're talking about, what Chad was talking about, is Pelosi is more in charge of security for the Capitol, right?
Correct.
Who is responsible for security of the Capitol? It's your chain of command. That is accurate, but that's not who's in charge of security for the Capitol.
The
It looks
goddamn-
like the buck stops at the president.
yeah.
No,
Nope,
I'm
it
with
stops
you.
with the sergeant at arms, whose boss is the leader of each house.
Who is the president?
So you're saying
but-
the commander in
Sergeant-at-arms,
chief
no.
instead of
Just
the
hold on.
leader of the
hold on.
House would be
The
the
Speaker of the
and
House?
the Senate Majority Leader.
Well, who's responsible for all those the Walmart militia storming the Capitol and trying to overthrow the government?
you talking about Atifa?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it was all Antifa.
Oh no, not
That's right.
Antifa.
Here we go.
It was Antifa.
Wait.
But let's just be let's be accurate.
But
Casale,
so
be
Trump is
accurate.
fighting for Antifa.
No.
Yep, you got it. You
The
got it.
Hold on.
reason I brought up the National Guard is because that was what was posed. I was
got you.
showing the chain of command here because that's what was brought up. If we wanted to get into security
does-
at the Capitol talk, that's different. But you're saying that Pelosi didn't call in the guard, and I just showed you she goddamn can't.
Oh
You
my
didn't
God!
see
Did you not listen
how
to
that
word he
works.
said?
Boss, quiet.
He
Let her
said that
speak.
he offered the president of the United States, who has a whole chain of command all the way
Okay,
down to the
that is-
to the National Guard,
boss,
offered it to
boss,
the Speaker of the
boss.
House, who rejected
Duh.
the offer.
Let her
That-
speak.
That is
Okay.
a letter and allegation from Kash Patel. It is not proven
There is
fact.
sworn testimony
So
to this.
again,
Yeah, he
Sworn
can.
testimony.
He can testify that. Doesn't mean
Sworn
it's
testimony.
accurate.
That's in courts. That's usually considered evidence.
It's an
No,
That's what we
allegation.
call
No,
evidence.
It's an
Sworn
allegation. Bob.
testimony.
And if
Okay.
he's
under
lying
penalty of
about it,
perjury.
if he's
Fuck
lying about
Under
that
the
letter, that's
penalty of
perjury.
perjury.
And he
Stop.
brought that up in court.
Hush.
Okay.
One
Hold on one
second.
second. Hold on one second. Italian and Ben, you guys are telling people to shut the fuck up. You're not helping. Just let me do my thing.
I didn't tell you.
If they're arguing, just let them go for a couple minutes. I let them go, then I'll fucking mute them. Let them go. Go ahead, Casale.
so here's the thing: when you're testifying at a January 6th committee hearing, it's not a court. Do you understand that? Double jeopardy does not come into play. They cannot bear any judicial punishments. It's not a court.
Wrong. Anytime
Oh,
anyone
wow.
testifies in front of a congressional committee, they are sworn, and any lies that they tell, when they're
They can
proven
be
wrong,
held- they
they
can be
suffer the
held-
penalty of perjury. That is a fact. That's that's U.S. law. Okay, you're
But it's
making
not-
up. You're
it's still not
spewing
a
things out of your
court, dude.
behind. That's not
It's
true.
not a court.
Don't say that it's not a court.
It's
and
not
there's
a court of
penalty.
law.
There are penalties. It's called
It's
perjury.
not a court of law. When have you ever
It's
seen
still under
anybody-
penalty of perjury, even though it's not a court.
No,
Really?
it's not.
Swear,
Where-
No, it's
you
not, dude.
swear in
When-
as a
where-
witness in front of a congressional committee.
Yeah.
You automatically, when you swear in, if you lie and you're proven in a court that you
Oh,
lied,
okay.
then
So
you
so
suffer
hold
a
on.
penalty of perjury. That's a
So
fact.
Hillary Clinton told the truth the entire 12 hours when she was testifying about Benghazi, right?
Honestly, I don't know. And
Honestly,
if she didn't,
what?
then you would have to prove her
Right.
wrong in a court of
Good
law.
Lord.
Have you proven
Oh,
her wrong?
okay.
Then she
Okay,
won't
wow.
suffer anything unless
The
you prove her
boss.
wrong in a court. But
You
there
were
there are punishments for lying to Congress.
Dude,
You made
you're
up that
getting
there are no
dizzy.
punishments.
You're
You're
getting
wrong and
dizzy
you're lying.
chasing your tail.
And
dude.
in a
You're
court,
getting
and by the way,
dizzy.
in a court of law, when
You're
you
getting
when
dizzy.
you when you swear an oath,
Okay, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Blossom, where are you from, Blossom?
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
So,
Hey, Blossom.
Blossom, where are you from?
Chicago,
Chicago. You more pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-Biden, anti-Biden?
anti-Trump.
Gotcha. Give me one
There you
sentence.
go, Blossom.
Oh, hold on. Don't want to hear it. Give me one sentence on why Joe Biden deserves 4 more years.
I think that he's put in place good policies. He has a good administration around him, and I want him more than I want Trump.
Gotcha. Give me one
Amen.
sentence on what you don't like about Donald J. Trump.
I think his policies are harmful. The people he puts in place or supports in Congress are ineffective and waste time and money for the American people. And I think that he causes inflammatory dissent in the country.
Gotcha.
Amen.
You know, I
Thank
just want to
fucking
Can you
God.
name a policy
Awesome.
that you like about
Calm
Biden and say
down,
something
right
that's
wingers.
wrong
You
about
never
Trump?
stop talking.
Is
You
that
never
okay?
stop talking.
Blossom, I just
You
have to say
never
you
stop
you
talking.
obviously are a Democrat, and I have a lot of respect that you are more sided to Democrat policies, and obviously there's Republicans in the room, conservatives that are more for conservative policy, and we're going to obviously vote that way. But I did want to ask you a question. You know, a lot of people say everything
Ding dong,
Trump
you
has
cracked
done
me
was
up.
wrong. And then we say, well, we've seen a lot of things that Biden has done that has been wrong. And you guys say, well, name one thing that Biden has done that has not been, you know, ethical. So it brings me to this one meeting. He was in front of cameras, and it was regarding Burisma. And he's sitting on stage, and he said, I requested that the president fire the special prosecutor that is investigating Burisma. And obviously, we all know now that's where Hunter Biden was, you know, on the
He
board. And he was
wasn't
making close to
investigating
$100,000
Burisma.
a month. And Biden says, I'm getting on a plane in an hour. If the special prosecutor isn't fired, you're not getting your $1 billion loan guarantee.
Can
And
I just cut you off?
Can I
'Cause
just finish this? Can I just finish
please
this? And then you
land
can
the
talk.
plane.
I just want to finish, and I'll totally respect you. And he said, well, the president says, well, you can't do that. And he says, watch. You know, I'm going to go to the White House, and you're not going to get your $1 billion loan guarantee. And Obama is behind.
All right.
you
At
on
the end
this
of the
one.
day, he said, "Well,
And
son
I'm
of a."
leaving in an hour, and
Okay.
I'll be damned.
Everyone knows
they
what you're talking
fire
about.
the prosecutor.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, like-
is that right? That's a pay for play. Is that right? And I know you support Biden, Blossom, but is that right that he said that because the optics for a lot of people is that he, you know, basically
So let her
used his
respond.
power to get
Let
this
her respond.
prosecutor
Let her
fired?
respond, dude.
Yeah, so I think you just want to equate that as a quid pro quo because Trump was challenged on something that you want to draw a parallel to, but
No.
it
Can
was
we
not a
just
quid.
base
Hold
it?
on,
Can
let
we
me finish.
just base it on Biden?
You got your
Can we
time.
just base it
You
on
got your
Biden
time.
and not
You got
Trump?
your time, Chad. Let me finish. It's not a quid pro quo. He was authorized by Obama to put that deal in place, and I want to tell you right now that the prosecutor that he had removed through that deal got on a plane to Russia that night.
Yep.
Facts.
There was a reason why, and I know you want to draw a parallel to Burisma, but we've already seen recently that Smirnov, the informant that they used to prosecute Hunter Biden, was lying, was not, was his testimony was found to be incorrect and a lie.
Totally fabricated.
Chad needs to update his facts.
Totally fabricated.
Listen,
So
I just
Blossom,
think.
Blossom, I had a question for you.
Go ahead,
Hold on.
Danielle.
The host was talking.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Danielle.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No, my apologies. I'm
You're
so
fine, Danielle.
sorry.
Go ahead, love.
Dave, this is the best live, man. You're a good host.
He is a great
Really, the best.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Danielle.